How art thou falling from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Okay, so right here, this isn't talking about, you know, uh, the devil, or it is talking about the devil, but not in the sense of what most religious churchgoers believe. Okay, so when it says this right here, this isn't speaking about, so called Satan on the earth, that's a red being with horns and a pitchfork and a long ass tail, right? This isn't talking about that. This is talking about a physical being that's on the earth that's called Lucifer, okay, which is also Satan, by the way. He's also Satan, but it's not the Satan and Lucifer who you think, who most religious churchgoers think. It's not a spiritual being. This is a being, physical being here on earth. So when it says, how hast thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, this is talking about someone falling from the hierarchy of society. Okay, the pyramid, the Ponzi pyramid, the top of the pyramid, right? Lucifer is at the top of this societal pyramid. He fell from heaven because Hamashiach has came to destroy him. Okay, so he fell from his hierarchy, his rulership in the earth. Okay, now he's brought down to the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, which is basically ultimately the Canaanite, the kinetic structure, right? Their structure is the pyramid, right? Because they don't have a god. So who the Canaanites worship is the person which is at the top of the hierarchy, the top of the pyramid. That's who their God is. That's who they worship. The Ponzi, the pyramid, right? In society, right? The people at the lower level of the pyramid, they uphold the hierarchy that's at the top folds of the pyramid. All right. So that's how it is. You oppress the ones that's at the bottom, with taxes and oppression and, having them work for hire, right? And all sorts of other things. You keep them at the bottom, miseducation, misleading, deceiving through false religions and philosophies and dogmas and ideologies and everything else, right? You keep them at the bottom, keep them oppressed, and you tax the hell out of them and keep them working like mules to uphold the hierarchies of the pyramid, right? So that's the kinetic way of life. That's the kinetic Masonic structure. Okay, so Lucifer, which is a man in their society, that's who they worship. That's their God, right? It's not the Most High God, because the man that's at the top of the pyramid is trying to be like God, as it says in Scripture. He would try to be as the Most High, right? And he would place himself above the stars of heaven. That's not talking about the literal stars of heaven in the sky. That's talking about the children of Israel. We're known as the stars of the earth. Okay, so when Lucifer said that he's going to place his nest upon or above the stars of heaven, right? That's talking about us, which were the children of Israel, and our heaven was our homeland. That was our rest, right? We wasn't being worked like donkeys and mules. We wasn't taxed to the T. Okay, we didn't have to pay bills, right? We didn't have to pay for mortgages, taxes, whatever. Pay for water, pay for food, pay for produce, right? We was in heaven then. Okay, so being that we was in heaven when our land was conquered due to sin, that's when Lucifer came in, right? Made war with us as the dragon, okay, and then he exiled us out of the land, and he killed off our mighty men during the war because our people was fighting back, but the Most High wasn't with us because we were in sin. That's why we was overcame and exiled out of the land. The ones who surrendered, they was exiled or put into captivity. All right, and then the mighty man was killed off. Okay, so that's how Lucifer, placed his nest above the stars of heaven. All right, in our homeland over us, we are the stars. All right, so when it says, how hast thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, that means he fell from the hierarchy of rulership. Okay, it doesn't mean literal heaven, right? Lucifer wasn't cast out of heaven, right? See, this is a false philosophy and confusion that our people believe in, right? Because there was no disobedient angels in the spiritual realm of heaven. All angels obey the Most High. Every single last one of them. So there was no angel that rebelled and fought against the Most High, was kicked out of heaven. That stuff is nonsense. That's BS, right? This is talking about a hierarchy here in the earth, right? There was no disobedient spirits to the Most High. That's crazy for you to believe that, man. For the well-seasoned, they know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But for those who are lost, hopefully that the Most High will give you the discernment and the wisdom and understanding to understand this. But this isn't talking about a spiritual being that disobeyed the Most High up in heaven. It was kicked out of heaven down into the earth. Now, that's not talking about that. That's talking about a physical being here in the earth that was taken out of rulership and dropped from the top of the pyramid, man. The kinetic Masonic structure, right?